everyone, my name is Miranda, and today I'm here to talk about something that really scares us book lovers, let's be honest. And I think the best way for me to describe it would be for me to lay out a situation for you. So everyone get comfortable. If you're watching this and you're thinking, I need to pee, go pee now, grab some popcorn, I'll wait for you. Good? Okay. Alright, so everyone get settled and lean back, close your eyes, and just listen to this story. Now, you as a book lover have been waiting months and months and months, maybe even over a year, for a particular book to come out, and you're expecting it to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, nothing is going to compare to this book. It's going to put all the other books you've ever read to shame. And then the day comes when the book is finally out and you're so excited. You can't believe you're finally going to get your hands on it. You get the book, you stay up all night reading it because you're just so excited. And then you get to the last page and you realize this book was the biggest disappointment. Yes, today I am here to talk to you all about some of the most disappointing books I have ever read. So just sit back, unless you're cowering in a corner somewhere from my little story, and enjoy my rant. So here we go. First up, I have Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan, which was the 5th and final book in the Heroes of Olympus series. Heroes of Olympus was a series that took me a while to actually get into and start really loving it, but the previous book before this one, House of Hades, I was absolutely in love with it. So imagine my disappointment when I get to the final book and we don't even have Percy Jackson or Annabeth Chase point of view in this book. Like, excuse, you know the whole reason I'm reading this series is just for those two, correct? So needless to say, this book was definitely a big disappointment in that it felt like it was supposed to be really epic and really great, and then they end up defeating the villain in like 2 pages. So really the only good thing I could say about this book was the Nico and Reyna and Will scenes. I thought those were really cute and I wouldn't mind seeing a spin-off from them, but this book was a big disappointment, and even bigger because it was supposed to be such an epic grand finale and it fell flat. That's the book equivalent of a mic drop. You just drop the book. Boom. Next up, I have both Insurgent and Allegiant by Veronica Roth, because Divergent was honestly one of the best books I had ever read, and I was so excited to read Insurgent, and then I read it, and it sucked, but I was like, you know what, it's okay. Second books usually aren't the best. They're usually just a means to the end in a trilogy, so Allegiant is really gonna knock it out of the park. I even had a countdown to how many days it was till Allegiant. Finally, it was time, and then I found out what happened, and I was like, excuse me? You're not doing that, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was just so bad that I couldn't even finish the book. And I know people who have read it and say that there's even worse parts. Tobias is apparently a whiny little bitch. There's all these characters that we're gonna end up hating. No thank you. No thank you. So it kind of just ruined the whole series for me. Like, I don't even like watching the movies or anything now because of how it ended. It started out with so much potential, and then it just imploded very quickly without any previous warning. Next up, we have another series ender that was disappointing, and that is Queen of Zombie Hearts by Gina Showalter. Alice in Zombieland, I absolutely love the book series. The first book was really good, the second book was and then I was really excited for the third book. Third book sucked, just let me tell you. Everything you didn't want to happen in this book happened in this book. Like, I literally want to be like, what were you thinking when you wrote this? And I feel like it's so bad that the author actually decided to write a 4th book, and I feel like she's saying it because, oh, so many people asked for it. And I was like, I don't think it was like, oh, could you please make a 4th book? I think it was like, why would you do this to me? You need to make a 4th book or I will literally set everything on fire. Like books like these, they're what start villain stories. Like, sometimes I read this and I'm just like, this is it. This is the moment I become a villain. I just want to like rip it in half. Okay. Then we have Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. What really can I say about this book? Again, this was one of those books, like, everything that happened in this book was just like, you're like, no, when did I ever like ask or deserve this happening to me? Such a disappointment, especially after how good Catching Fire was, because I absolutely love Catching Fire, but this book just, no thank you. After that, we have Dangerous Creatures by Margaret Stohl and Cami Garcia. This is the spin-off to Beautiful Creatures, and I really thought I was going to love it because Ridley was my favorite character in Beautiful Creatures, and even though Beautiful Creatures was kind of an iffy series, like, they always seem to really get Ridley and Link's relationship right, so I was like, a whole book about them? That'll be fantastic! But then what do? They throw in a stinking love triangle, and I was like, excuse Excuse me, didn't you tell me we were gonna have a book about Ridley and Link and how awesome their relationship is, and then you throw in a love triangle? It's things like these that give me trust issues with people, and this book, I mean, it just started with a love triangle and it got worse from there. That's all I can say about it, really. I mean, just, ugh. As for books I don't have, I also included Death Cure on here, which is the third and final book in the Maze Runner series. This one was tough because Scorch Trials was so epic and so amazing, and I just loved it so much, and I was really ready for this to finish up, for it to be awesome and epic, and then you get Death Cure and you're just like, what's happening right now? Like, what? I don't know. I can't even talk about it. It upsets me too much, honestly. Next I have Crest by Marissa Meyer, which is the third book in the Lunar Chronicle series. This was a book, again, I thought I was going to absolutely love because I loved Scarlet before it, and the interesting thing is I heard that a lot of people who love Scarlet don't like Crest, and the people who didn't like Scarlet love Crest, so I don't know if there's like a correlation with that or anything, but I didn't like Crest, and I hate saying that because I feel like everyone's gonna be like, oh, you just don't like her because she doesn't know how to like shoot a gun and she isn't like this fighter female character, and it's like, no, it's not that I don't like that, but I can't stand characters who are all about like romance and love, and it's just like, ugh, it's like stalkerish and creepy, and the fact that she actually may probably end up with a dude is just even creepier to me, and I'm just like, no bueno, no thank you, move on to the next thing, get me Winter ASAP. And then last up I have The Revenge of Seven by that guy who writes the I Am Number 4 series, and it's the fifth book in the Lorraine Legacy series. Let's go with that, sure. This was one, if you had read the previous book and if you had even read the description of The Revenge of Seven, it sounded like this awesome like revenge thriller where Seven was just gonna come out and be like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you all, you have no choice, blah blah blah, and then you get the book and it's like she's like a moody asshole for like 75% of the book, and then like all of a sudden she's just miraculously like, oh, I shouldn't be like this anymore. Like there's like no like big conversation where they're like, can you really change your attitude because you're bringing us all the heck down. There's no like realization on her part that like, oh, this isn't how anyone would want me to act. It's just like all of a sudden she wakes up and she's like, I feel like my old self again, I'm good. So I just like, what is happening? And I'm just, oh, it's just confusing, it's misleading, it's everything. Alright, so there you have it. Those are some of the most disappointing books I have ever read. Weirdly enough, a lot of them are series enders, and I feel like that's because it's very hard to get a series ending right and to please everyone. But I mean, come on, you can at least like keep the characters that you know we love. Like, let's not kill them off, maybe. That's a good start, author. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel down below to be told when I make more videos. Also, leave any disappointing books you have read down below in the comments so we can rant about them. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!